Where do breakthrough ideas and discoveries come from? And who are the people behind the big aha moments that have irrevocably shaped our world? These are the underlying questions at the heart of a new series from the University of Chicago, The Day Tomorrow Began, an exploration of groundbreaking discoveries across nearly every realm of human inquiry. From unraveling the mysteries of black holes to the roots of ancient civilization and so much more. Join us for The Day Tomorrow Began, where tomorrow is taking shape today. Black holes are some of the most fascinating objects in space. Cosmic leviathans whose gravity is so strong that even light cannot escape them. Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas from the University of Chicago. Discovering and understanding black holes would become the work of the greatest minds of the 20th century, one of whom was University of Chicago scientist Subramanian Chandrasekhar. At age 19, he calculated that some stars would violently collapse at the end of their lives. His idea was ridiculed by scientists at the time, but he was eventually proven right. This monumental breakthrough paved the way to the discovery of black holes. Almost a century later, Chicago scientists continue to expand our knowledge of black holes. They have heard them colliding, nearly 100 collisions, cosmic echoes of events that took place up to 1 billion years ago. And they've helped capture a picture of the massive black hole at the center of our galaxy. All part of their ongoing work to shape our understanding of the cosmos. If we wish to build a future where all of humanity thrives, understanding the people of the past and the struggles they faced is key. Because to study history is to study change. Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas from the University of Chicago. In 1919, Egyptologist James Henry Breasted of the University of Chicago embarked upon an epic journey across the Middle East and North Africa. There, he visited archaeological sites driven by a revolutionary idea that the roots of Western civilization were not in ancient Greece or Rome, as scholars previously thought, but in a region of the Middle East that he coined the Fertile Crescent. For over 100 years, Chicago scholars have continued his legacy of intellectual and technological innovation. From excavating one of the most important religious centers of ancient Mesopotamia to deciphering languages that haven't been spoken for thousands of years. This work not only illuminates the ancient past, it enables us to draw parallels to our own time while strengthening the bonds of our shared humanity. Quantum technology has the potential to revolutionize our world. from creating unhackable communication networks to detecting disease much earlier. But 100 years ago, not only were these technologies unimaginable, quantum physics, the science underlying it all, was a controversial theory. One Einstein described as spooky action at a distance. So how did quantum technology go from the realm of science fiction to mind-bending reality? Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas at the University of Chicago. In the early 20th century, a group of UChicago physicists conducted pioneering experiments that were instrumental in understanding the nature of quantum mechanics, the laws that govern the smallest of particles. But it would take another quantum leap to turn that knowledge into technology. In 2012, the University of Chicago established the nation's first quantum engineering program. This set the foundation for an entirely new discipline in quantum information science and technology, while training a workforce of quantum engineers and incubating startup companies in the city and beyond. Today, scientists at UChicago, Argonne National Laboratory, and Fermilab are fostering breakthroughs and innovations to address some of the world's most pressing problems, placing Chicago at the global epicenter of quantum research. Human beings spend a third of their lives asleep. But before the 1950s, the prevailing wisdom was, when we nod off, so does our brain activity. Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas from the University of Chicago. In 1953, pioneering sleep researcher Nathaniel Kleitman and his graduate student Eugene Aserinsky made an eye-opening discovery. With his son as an enthusiastic participant, Aserinsky used sensors to monitor his son's brain activity and eye movements as he slept. In the wee hours of the night, Aserinsky noticed rapid activity coming from both sets of electrodes. Assuming his son was awake, he went to check on him, only to find him fast asleep. This was the discovery of rapid eye movement, or REM sleep, when most dreaming occurs, a breakthrough that led to an entirely new field of medicine, allowing further discoveries about sleep function and sleep disorders to be effectively diagnosed and treated. Today, UChicago researchers are exploring how sleep and sleep disorders affect our body, such as body weight, blood sugars, heart function, learning, and mood. And they continue to pioneer the study of sleep. Economic theory changes over time. New and divergent insights bucking up against the old. Human capital, efficient markets, monetarism. These are just a few of the breakthrough theories that have shaped the field of economics. And they've all come out of one place. Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas from the University of Chicago. For more than a century, UChicago's breakthrough economic research has not only impacted the field, it has profoundly changed our world. From examining the benefits of early childhood education on families to showing how people can be nudged to behave differently. More than 30 UChicago affiliated scholars have earned the field's top honor, the Nobel Prize, further solidifying UChicago's reputation as one of the leading centers for economic thought in the world. During the late 19th century, the population of America's cities increased dramatically. So did overcrowding and poverty. To address these pressing social problems, churches and charitable groups took charge of providing relief. But they were guided by good intentions rather than sound research. Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas from the University of Chicago. A monumental shift in the field came in 1920 at the University of Chicago. It was here that trailblazers Edith Abbott and Sophonisba Breckinridge founded one of the country's first schools of social work, based on a bold vision that an education in social work and social welfare should be grounded in first-rate research. Abbott and Breckinridge's innovative curriculum included practical and social science theory as well as research. Together, they helped create and define the profession of social work and the field of social welfare. Today, UChicago scholars and alumni are recognized around the globe as influential leaders, working to alleviate human suffering and tackle the major social issues of our time, from educational inequity and health disparities to crime and violence and poverty, while training the next generation of social work scholars and trailblazers. To learn more about this and other world-changing ideas, visit uchicago.edu/thedaytomorrowbegan. In the battle against illness, one of the most powerful weapons we have is understanding how diseases work. But in the mid-20th century, there wasn't much known about the causes of cancer, until one University of Chicago scientist discovered something few had suspected, a breakthrough that paved the way for many of the cancer therapies we have today. Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas from the University of Chicago. In 1972, Janet Rowley was a young scientist and physician interested in studying cancer and inherited diseases. One evening, she sat at her kitchen table cutting up photographs of chromosomes taken from the malignant cells of leukemia patients. She pieced them together like paper dolls and ordered her 4 children not to sneeze. Rowley noticed 2 chromosomes had consistently swapped genetic material in each of the patients. She examined more and more photos from other leukemia patients, and nearly every set showed the identical genetic swap. This was the moment that established cancer as a genetic disease, the result of changes in a cell's genetic material, a monumental discovery that fundamentally changed the way cancer was understood and treated, earning Rowley the moniker, the matriarch of modern cancer genetics. Today, scientists at the University of Chicago continue to build upon Rowley's work, from advancing immunotherapy, a treatment that uses the body's own immune system to detect and destroy cancer, to planning the city's first freestanding clinical cancer center. In these and countless other ways, UChicago continues to deepen our knowledge and develop innovative new treatments in the fight against these complex diseases. To learn more about this and other world-changing ideas, visit uchicago.edu/thedaytomorrowbegan For hundreds of years, archaeologists had few definitive methods for dating the objects they unearthed. That made it difficult to put together an accurate picture of the past. That is, until a singular discovery in chemistry changed the course of history. Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas from the University of Chicago. In the 1940s, the discovery of a new isotope, carbon-14, was of particular interest to University of Chicago chemist Willard Libby. Libby was the first to suspect that all living organisms would absorb carbon-14 from the atmosphere. After the organism dies, the carbon-14 slowly starts to disappear, like a countdown clock. Libby theorized that by measuring the carbon-14 left over, he could determine the approximate time of death. To test this, Libby measured samples of known antiquity: an Egyptian funeral ship, a Dead Sea Scroll, and a charred piece of bread from the ashes of Pompeii. It worked. The radiocarbon revolution had begun. Carbon-14 dating transformed fields from archaeology to oceanography. It proved civilization originated simultaneously around the world and determined when the ice ages began and ended. Today, carbon-14 dating is being used at the University of Chicago and around the world to power new scientific discoveries, from revealing how our bodies work to understanding changes in Earth's climate. As Nobel Prize nominator Kenneth Pitzer wrote, "Seldom has a single discovery in chemistry had such an impact on the thinking in so many fields of human endeavor." To learn more about this and other world-changing ideas, visit uchicago.edu/thedaytomorrowbegan. The year was 1942. World War II was raging around the world. Of all the battles fought, one of the most decisive took place under a cloak of secrecy. Beneath the former football stands at the University of Chicago, a group of scientists feverishly worked on an experiment that would change the course of the war and the world forever. Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas at the University of Chicago. In the 1930s, it became increasingly clear to leading scientists, including Einstein, that the energy released from the splitting of atoms could be harnessed to build a powerful weapon. In response, the U.S. government established the Manhattan Project. Eminent scientists gathered at the University of Chicago, where the top-secret project was led by Enrico Fermi, one of the many scientists who fled fascist persecution in Europe. Fermi's team was tasked with creating a controlled nuclear chain reaction. The pace was intense. The team worked 2 12-hour shifts every day. They milled 45,000 graphite bricks and 22,000 spheres of uranium, arranging them into a complex 20-foot-tall lattice. This was the world's first nuclear reactor. On December 2, 1942, Fermi directed the operators to slowly move the control rods, which allowed the nuclear reaction to proceed. At 3:53 p.m., the clickety-clack of their instruments proved they had achieved the first human-made nuclear chain reaction. A coded message told the government of this success. The first test of an atomic bomb came just 2.5 years later. Many of the scientists who worked on the project would petition the U.S. government not to use these weapons on human beings. When they were ignored, they founded the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. Housed at the University of Chicago, it has kept watch over nuclear threats ever since. The Manhattan Project gave us grief and hope, a new political order, a new form of electricity, and new tools for studying and treating disease. It established a new way to do scientific research. giving rise to large-scale collaborative experiments and the establishment of national labs, such as Argonne National Laboratory, where today scientists are expanding the boundaries of carbon-free sources of energy, such as nuclear, wind, water, solar, and geothermal. This work is but a fraction of the advances made possible by the experiment that took place beneath the former football stadium at the University of Chicago. It ushered in the atomic age and forever changed our world. To learn more about this and other world-changing ideas, visit uchicago.edu/thedaytomorrowbegan. Controversial speakers being disinvited from colleges and universities. Governments trying to limit what's said in the classroom and public square. Today, free speech is under attack across the globe. But these problems have a deep history, especially on college campuses, where free speech is an essential part of university culture. Many universities are committed to free expression, but the University of Chicago's decision 130 years ago to make free expression central to its mission was bold for the time. It wasn't a discovery, but a commitment that has made groundbreaking discoveries possible. Today, this founding mission remains intact, providing inspiration far beyond UChicago's campus. Welcome to The Day Tomorrow Began, the genesis of world-changing ideas from the University of Chicago. In 1890, the University of Chicago was founded on the belief that an empowering education must be rooted in the principles of free expression. Without this kind of academic freedom, scholars' ideas and discoveries might never come to light, and students would be deprived of the opportunity to debate people and ideas they disagree with. The university's first president, William Rainey Harper, said the principle of free speech was fundamental to UChicago and could neither now nor at any future time be called in question. Each generation at UChicago has faced tests to this commitment. From being accused of fostering communism in the 1930s and 40s, to protecting the expression of all individual viewpoints during the Vietnam years, the university has steadfastly defended the rights of its students, faculty, and community members to express their opinions, no matter how unpopular. It also has emphasized that sustaining a culture of free expression requires welcoming diverse perspectives and backgrounds. In response to a number of campuses disinviting speakers for their unpopular views, UChicago faculty members drafted the Chicago Principles, a document confirming that debate could not be shut down if some people found ideas to be offensive, unwise, immoral, or wrong-headed. It became a beacon for others to follow, with more than 100 colleges and universities now having adopted the Chicago Principles. Today, UChicago's commitment to free expression is as strong as it was at its founding in 1890. The newly launched University of Chicago Forum for Free Inquiry and Expression is a groundbreaking effort that aims to promote, protect, and advocate for the advancement of free expression, and further establish UChicago as a global leader in safeguarding this vital academic priority. To learn more about this and other world-changing ideas, visit uchicago.edu/thedaytomorrowbegan.